Hey, I'm Dave Klein, and you're listening to Foreskin, Gamers Uncut, now part of GameGrind. We were called Game Sauce tentatively for a little while, but that name has been trademarked, so moving on to better times. And to my left...
Hey, it's Joe Baker.
And John, the fascist quick.
Andrew Benninghoff here, a newcomer for this.
Not so new. Andrew was in Season 1 as a special guest multiple times.
Way back, yes, that was
Way
quite
back
enjoyable.
Yeah, it was like over a year ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's the first bris, or wait, bar mitzvah, which one is it?
Let's go first bris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh
bar
my god,
mitzvah.
you had two?
Yeah, well, yeah, hopefully you didn't get your bris when you were 13 years old. That's when a bar mitzvah is.
That would hurt. See, I know this friend who... Never mind. Sorry.
Oh, you're talking about yourself again,
Oh,
right?
Jewish people.
Hey. I just had to make sure they knew that there's at least one Jew in here, because if we're going to make fun of it, we got to make sure it's okay. And I'm making it so it's okay. Alright, but let's go into the topics.
Fine.
Whatever. First topic for the night that we're going to talk about. There's an interesting quote, which is basically about gold farming. A famous author said, and I would be telling you right now, but I'm trying to load up the quote.
All right,
and
I'll tell you.
not working.
Gold farming
what it
is one
is,
of those things that make you want to quit writing science fiction because you could never think up something that weird.
Thank you, Joe.
This is attributed, by the way, to Neil Stephenson, the guy that wrote Snow Crash and The Diamond Age. And for those of you who don't know, Snow Crash, I believe, was published sometime in the early 90s, like 90, 91, and basically theorized the internet as we know it, and coined the term avatar.
So, the main point of this, though, why we're bringing this up, is that there's a lot of weird-ass shit that has spawned from gaming. And obviously, gold farming would be his example. And I can think of plenty more. What do you guys think about gold farming, first of all?
The tedious act. It's like, there's some games like I play where it's like, oh, you know, I'll go through the stupid tedious grind like RPGs, you know, level up experience, but gold grinding, I don't know. You could always find like a friend, just be like, hey, give me gold, you're high level, right?
I don't think that's what he's referring to. It's the fact is people, you know, actually, you know, grinding away to get gold or money in these MMORPGs. I think he's talking about the sweatshops
In China.
In China
Yeah.
and Korea and a bunch of other places where they pay people pennies on the hour to do nothing but mine gold in World of Warcraft so they can sell to Western and Japanese players for hopefully profit.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're paying pennies for hours, I guess anything's profit.
Yeah,
For the most part.
Personally, I think it's great. I mean, with this economy and all, we need jobs. And
There we go. We're giving the kids jobs. Now, when I was 13,
I don't think the Chinese are currently in a job slump.
when I was 13, I wanted a job and I had to caddy. I could have been gold farming, actually, which is probably way worse.
I'm guessing yes.
Yeah, even when I'm playing my own... The thing is, it's funny because even when I'm playing my own game, I hate doing that and hate that part of the game. And I'll do it. I'll grind as much as I need to, but it's still, like, tedious as hell, as Andrew said. So, man, to do that as a job, and obviously it's more of a sweatshop,
You do always
still...
find those random gamers who actually enjoy it. One of my friends way back actually would sit down there and be like, God, how could you do that for so many hours? Like, I don't know. It's fun. I'm like, what?
Actually, my older brother, Final Fantasy VII, he never got past Disc 1 because he knew that Eris was going to die, and he leveled her up to 90 before that happened.
God, that would take forever.
Gentlemen, this is while in Midgar. He never left that place.
Never even just got past the flower scene, that was it. He never had Cloud wear the flower costume, or the girl costume.
Oh, wow.
It's been a while since I played that game. I really want to play that again now that we're talking about it.
You know, I don't really mind that people because that's their own choice. They get to spend a lot of time, and hell, if they make some money on it, good for them. I just can't wait until gold farming starts getting used in other sorts of games. So if you're playing like Tiger Woods golf game, then you have somebody who's actually there as a caddy. They're making money somehow. That's what I want to. That's the future I want to see.
The social gaming market.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
there we go.
Exactly.
Well,
I'll just pay somebody like 50 cents to be my caddy forever.
With the way digital downloads are going.
Well, I just think like the weirdest thing about it is not so much that it's happening. It's that one that it's happening. I guess that. Never mind. I'll retract that. That is what's weird.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Is that
really
it's weird. But two, like it's not that this isn't like isolated incidents. This isn't like the 3 years ago the whole mount for a mount controversy where there was this girl that posted up an ad on Craigslist that essentially when Blizzard was putting out these new epic mounts where there's only going to be so many per server.
Is this what it sounds like?
Yes. She offered to have sex with anybody who was willing to, basically give her the gold to buy her own epic mount.
Isn't that like $15 for an epic mount?
No, you'd actually be surprised. It was.
She was a $15 prostitute.
Oh, I guess
it was actually a lot. It was actually a lot, but like that's.
Every
that's
WoW
aside.
Player's prostitute fantasy.
But
that's come to life.
Depends on what kind of WoW player she is.
But that's aside. That maybe that happened and that was publicized amongst the community, and there are probably like other instances of that. But gold farming is a business. Like man, I'm gonna go into I'm gonna run a convenience store. I'm going to become a caterer. I'm going to start a gold farming business. People can actually say that. This is legitimate. This is a legitimate business in the sense that there are employees, managers, bosses, quotas. It's, for all intents and purposes, a real job. And it's not so much there's a supply of it, it's that there's a demand that not only meets, but exceeds this.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up part.
I mean, John, it's not that fucked up. I know you've been doing it a lot. You've been buying it a lot. You're kind of supplying into that.
That's only because I hate the Chinese.
But I think what I want to touch on, though, before we move on, is just other weird-ass things that not only gold farming, but just that we wouldn't have expected gaming to lead to. And I think, at least for me, I think most of these tend to spawn from MMOs. Trends that I wouldn't have thought would have ever happened or things. One of them that, for me, I think is really weird, that is almost unbelievable, is people who will get so obsessed and so absorbed with MMOs, and this has happened in Korea and America, they will literally stay up for 3 days straight, not eat anything, not drink anything, and die. Because they're so obsessed with playing that game, they just won't stop for 3 days straight.
It's also happened in the UK.
It has it?
Yeah, in England.
And it's just like, to me, it's like how... I've gotten obsessive with games before to the point where I'm not eating, but it's still... There is a point where you get to where that you finally stop being so lazy where you're like, okay, I need to eat, and I'll take a 5-minute break to eat something. Maybe go get a pretzel at least,
I'm pretty sure in those cases, those individuals have some sort of brain damage or disorder. Because I think it's very possible.
But how did they survive 18 to 25 years or 35 to make it to that point?
I do not know medical history or knowledge, so...
Well, all right. I think it's interesting because in those type of MMO games, one of the things that's similar to gold, to the grinding and extracting gold, is like cooking. You have to go to all the different hassle of cooking in the game, so... I can only imagine how many times they probably cooked leading up to the time they starved to death. I don't know, it seems scary.
It's like an addiction.
Yeah.
As my avatar is nourished, so am I.
Yeah, right. That's the only thing I can think of is okay, I gave it food, it's nourished, we're fine.
What's going on? Why am I feeling bad?
I know I've spent an entire day playing a game when it's 14 hours later, oh shit, I haven't even eaten yet. Oops, but 3 days?
But yeah, 3 days, and not sleeping either, how do you not just pass out? I just don't get it. I feel like your body would do something, at least pass out. Or maybe they pass out for 5 minutes and wake back up and they're like, oh, I can't, it's like falling asleep at the wheel. You're like, I can't believe I fell asleep at the wheel, and they wake back up and keep going.
Well, technically their body did do something, it died. That's a reaction. But all right, here's the thing that blows my mind. StarCraft is a national sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't
true.
all right. In in South Korea, StarCraft is a sport in the same way that the NFL is a sport here. That's not an exaggeration.
No.
There are, like, military-style training camps for StarCraft.
It's like the giant controversy over the girl who just joined the league with the guys. It's like a cute girl just joined a league with guys. There's a huge controversy because they were like, oh, they only recruited her because it's a cute girl, but she can't keep up, and she's getting hate mail from people because she's only Diamond League ranked, but she's not, like, at the top edge.
She'll probably still kick my ass.
Yeah, well, and that aside...
What's your API? What's your API?
And I mean, these...
I don't know!
These guys, like, they host big, tournaments that are viewed by, almost the entire country. These guys have, groupies. They make, millions of dollars actually, doing this. And then there was, like, again, about controversy, there was even, like, a game fixing controversy that was big enough that it shocked the nation. Like, that it was basically the back in the 1920s, the White Sox scandal.
I'm not
Dang,
sure if you're
with in baseball.
I was clearly born in the wrong country because I could actually be a pro athlete in Korea.
Well, I couldn't tell, John, if you were like complaining about this or if you're saying, why don't we live there? Like, they have groupies and they make millions of dollars.
Wait, I could be a famous nerd?
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's so interesting because I grew up playing games, clearly. I mean, it's my passion. But even I could not watch that and get much enjoyment out of it. Like, I'll watch people play games that I love playing. I love playing the games, but watching people is just not that much fun to me. And it's incredible to me that people enjoy watching it so much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Major League Gaming is becoming a lot bigger of a deal as time goes on. Well, actually, I mean, video game in general, because video games starting to be accepted more as art.
Giant fatality.
As entertainment, it's becoming a bigger industry. So just gaming in general is getting bigger and bigger. So I guess it's not too surprising that Major League Gaming would start popping up more.
Yeah, but it's not...
I mean, to me, it's just more of the aspect of finding enjoyment in watching it. Like, I find enjoyment in competing. I find that aspect enjoyable, but I don't... It's more, to me, surprising that so many people find the aspect of watching gaming so enjoyable.
Well, it's the same for sports, though. There are people who will watch baseball and be like, oh, God, baseball's so boring. But, like, when they're live there, it's more exciting. When they actually play, they find it more exciting. But watching it, they'd hate.
That's true.
Same thing.
GP. Good point.
But
yeah, so, alright, well, let's move on to the next topic. And for those of you who are unawares, iOS 5 just came out last week, which is the big update for iPads and iPhones, and basically any handheld mobile Apple products.